At the beginning of the movie, we see a couple being chased by a group of local criminals led by a notorious person named Chang. The couple tries to hide in the woods behind some trees, but unfortunately, the gangsters easily find them. The criminals violently attack and kill the couple. In the next scene, we meet another couple named Yad and Bua, who live in a rural village. They are deeply in love and have promised to marry each other someday. However, Yad's family opposes their relationship because Bua cannot speak. Her family history is also complicated, as her father left them for another woman. Despite these challenges, Yad remains determined to marry Bua. One day, while Yad and Bua are gathering crabs by the nearby river for their meal, some local troublemakers suddenly throw a stone at Bua and run away. This causes Bua to get hurt and bleed, so Yad takes her back home. Bua's mother takes care of her wounds and asks her to rest for a while. After that, she talks privately with Yad about his relationship with Bua. She tells him to stop seeing Bua, saying he deserves a better partner and better in-laws. But Yad firmly says he doesn't care about what the villagers think and that his love for Bua is more important than anything else. Despite objections from their families and the villagers, Yad and Bua continue their relationship. They spend a lot of time together doing things like fishing, cooking, and sharing meals. In the same village, there's a group led by Chang, who don't seem to have any jobs and just wander around causing trouble and harassing the villagers. They steal from hardworking residents to survive. Chang's wife often scolds him for his irresponsible behavior, but he doesn't pay much attention to her. One day, when Yad and Bua return after catching fish, they are confronted by Chang and his men. The gangsters take the bucket of fish, and Chang starts bothering Bua. Yad tries to defend her, but he is easily overpowered. Luckily, Chang's wife shows up just in time and stops the fight. Later that evening, Yad's father, as usual, urges Yad to move to Bangkok and find a job there. He thinks it's the only way they can make money. However, Yad refuses, saying he prefers the peaceful life in the village over the busy and chaotic city life. The next morning, a short and aggressive person steals a bunch of bananas from a store and quickly runs away. By chance, Bua walks past the same shop while carrying bananas in her hands. The shopkeeper mistakenly thinks she's a thief and starts insulting her. Bua can't speak, so she can't prove her innocence and starts crying. Later that day, Yad's mother visits Bua's mother and tells her to keep Bua away from her son because she doesn't want a mute girl as her future daughter-in-law. Bua overhears this conversation from afar and feels very sad. She goes to the fields and starts crying, not understanding why everyone in the village dislikes her. Yad finds her and gives her a tight hug, promising that he will always be by her side. He reassures her that they will get married soon. Later, they go to the river for fishing. While Yad is busy with the fishing net, Chang and his gang sneak up and kidnap Bua. They take her to the woods, where Chang forcefully tries to undress her. Bua bravely resists, but it only leads to more violence against her. At the same time, Yad realizes that his girlfriend, Bua, is missing when he finds her abandoned slipper while searching around. He becomes worried and goes into the woods calling out her name. Sadly, he finds the gangsters attacking Bua, and he tries to fight them, but they overpower him and knock him out. Then, Chang forces himself on Bua and kills both of them. The gangsters bury their bodies somewhere secret in the woods. That night, Bua's mother waits anxiously for her daughter to come home, but she doesn't return. She goes to Yad's family to ask if they know anything, but they haven't seen Yad either. Both sets of parents go to look for their missing children and find their belongings in the fields, which worries them even more. A villager tells them that Chang and his gang were after the couple the previous day. They go to confront Chang, but he threatens them and sends them away. Not knowing what to do, the grieving parents go to the police to report their children missing and suspecting Chang's gang. However, the police want solid evidence before they can do anything and suggest that the couple might have left for a big city to start a new life. In the next scene, we meet a member of Chang's gang named Lek. He feels guilty and burdened by what they did. Chang and another gang member, Fet, approach him and ask if he's okay. Lek confesses that he feels terrible and suggests turning themselves in. Angry, Chang points a gun at Lek, threatening to kill him if the police find out. They then go into the woods for a hunting trip, but they are scared away by what seems to be Bua's spirit haunting them. That same night, they are having fun with some girls, drinking, and using drugs. While they are busy, Lek goes away to pee and unexpectedly finds Bua lying on the ground dressed in white. He gets scared and goes back to his friends. After their gathering, the gangsters go back to their homes, but they start seeing visions of Bua haunting them. Lek, in particular, sees her ghost even when he goes to bed, making it impossible for him to sleep all night. The next morning, Lek tells Fet about the scary experiences he had. To his surprise, Fett admits that he also saw similar things. Lex suggests they leave the village and find jobs in bigger cities because they will be in trouble if the villagers find out what they did. However, Fett thinks it's not practical for people like them to get jobs in the cities. Later, the three of them are back in the forest, hunting. But Lex's visions of Bua get worse, and he gets so scared that he runs away. While running, something hits him hard on the head with a wooden branch, and he dies. That night, Fett also has terrifying nightmares, and he can't sleep either. To find comfort, he goes to the restroom, but there he sees the spirit of Yod haunting him. Afraid for his life, Fett goes to a nearby temple early in the morning to pray for his safety. After that, Fett talks to Chang and decides to confess their crime to the villagers. But once again, Chang gets angry and hits Fett in the face, telling him to keep quiet. When Fett insists, Chang beats him up badly. That night, Chang has a terrifying dream where he's tied to his bed, and the ghosts of Yod and Bua come towards him with an axe, scaring him. The next day, while Fett is fishing by the river, he hears a spooky sound and gets scared. He looks around but doesn't see anyone. Suddenly, there's a splash in the water, and he gets even more frightened. He tries to run away, but someone grabs him from behind and forces him underwater. Unfortunately, Lek and Fett die, which worries Chang's father, who advises Chang to confess their bad deeds, warning him of the same fate. But Chang is too afraid of going to jail, so he denies any wrongdoing. Little does he know that the spirits of Yod and Bua are getting closer to him. At night, Chang is sleeping next to his wife when he hears strange sounds from the kitchen. He wakes his wife and asks if she heard it too, but she gets upset and goes back to sleep. Later, he hears the same sounds and gets scared. He tries to turn on the lights, but they don't work. He tries to light a candle, but it keeps going out. Then, the ghost of Bua appears in front of him, terrifying him. In panic, Chang grabs a knife and stabs the ghostly figure, only to realize that he accidentally killed his own wife. He can't believe what he did and starts crying. Suddenly, someone else appears and knocks him unconscious. After some time, Chang wakes up and realizes he is tied up. He's shocked to see Yod and Bua standing in front of him, both looking alive. The truth is revealed. After the gangsters buried the couple, it started raining, and the rain helped Yod and Bua wake up from their lifeless state. Despite their injuries, they managed to free themselves from the mud and took shelter in the forest for a few days. They helped each other heal and became determined to seek revenge against the gangsters for what they did to them. They decided to haunt their tormentors and then kill them one by one. Chang pleads for his life, just like Bua did before. But now, the tables have turned, and Yod and Bua ignore his pleas and finish him off, finally getting their revenge. What do you think about the movie? Like and smash that subscribe button for more movie recap videos. Thank you for watching. See you at the next one.